All right, I'm live. It's been a while. I've got a couple things to do. Hold on. All right, cool. I'll be right back. All right. Hello. Well, I got nothing to show back here, man. I really need to put some art. Oh, jeez. Anyway, it's the best I got right now. But I'll have one day. One day I'll set it up where I've got a nice display and I'll look finally professional. I even have to look away from the viewer because I don't know. Let me try this. So if I look at the camera, I'm looking sideways. And I look this way. It just doesn't feel right. So I'm just gonna sit here and look straight at the image of myself. And if anyone wants to join, of course they can. I wanted to talk about spirituality. Um, after Scientology, particularly. For some, it's been a really long time. For me, it's been um, 13, about 13 years away. Feels longer. Um, but I felt like I've always had spirituality. And listen, I'm a schizoaffective. I think of weird shit. That's the description. I've always had like a serious ideas that were maybe uh, out of the ordinary. And, um, that's kind of how I got sucked into Scientology. But it's not really about that. Hey, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. So, I feel like I talk about spirituality because I'm always thinking about it. It comes back. I think it's only been 9 months or less when I was kind of just mad at spirituality, and I was atheist for like 9 months, but it came right back, and I just can't run away from it. And it's fun to talk about when people want to talk about it. And I have great discussions with people of different faiths, different perceptions. It's fine with me. I, I call myself the Holy Rogue for a reason, and it's because I'm not traditional. I don't walk I guess you could say I don't walk the same path as every other Christian. I have my own perceptions, and uh, I have the certainty, and I have the humble. I don't know why I can't talk. I have the maybe it's stage fright. Mhm. I'm just thinking here. Yeah, I'll admit I've been kind of manic about mediums. Don't ask me why. Well, to be honest, I had a couple of friends over. I haven't had company friends over for a long time. So my wife and I, we hung out and we had fun. But my friend, his wife, believed she was meeting. And she said some cool things. And too bad I don't know where I was going about that first thing I was saying. Hey, welcome. Um, but I want to talk. I want to discuss it. Like when I talk just to the camera, I think I can get pretty fucking dull. But um, if someone wants to have a discussion or even write something, any questions about the topic, it's okay. I mean, good or bad, I can admit what I meant to say was I have the humbleness to say, like, I can be wrong at any time. That's what I was trying to get to. Is that I can be wrong at any time. I've proven that to myself, and I've proven that to everyone around me, who knows me intimately. I change, and I realized, yeah, I was wrong about that belief, and of course, Scientology was the first major one. Um, I don't think Catholicism really was the first one, uh, because as a young kid, I just said, "Hey, mom, I'm not going to go to church anymore," and she was like, "Okay." After I did the catechism or whatever they call it, but I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to go anymore. I don't need to go anymore." It didn't hook me, but God always did. I always had a sense of God. And it's a feeling, it's a perception. People have their own perceptions of it. They're very similar, some are very similar, but we all have our own perception of it. And, spiritual experiences feel more real when you hear it from people who've witnessed it that you trust, and yourself when you've experienced it yourself. And so there's people like myself, like maybe you, who see the spiritual side of life, whether it is delusion, whether it is just a mental facility, uh, or whether it's actually true. Some of the stuff that makes it true for people like myself are cool experiences. Now, what about, like, Scientology was one of the biggest ones to say, man, I was wrong. Man, I was wrong about that. How far do you say you are wrong? This is this is a vicious cycle or weapon because it can make a person throw out all spirituality. It can make a person say, fuck this. I was duped. Past lives don't exist. Fucking, oh, this doesn't exist, that doesn't exist. And some of it doesn't exist, but some of it does. It's just like we're very spiritually um, abused as Scientologists. We're spiritually abused, much like any other cult. I'm just talking through experience. And it's a joyous feeling when you have this like reality that you can rely on the spirit being real. You can rely on it when life is hectic. I can look back on my own spiritual experiences and reflect on the spiritual experiences of those I trust. And it's really the ones that I experience that make all the difference. And I would like to know what others think about it. Where where have you, or how far did you throw away spirituality? Do you think everything about it is fake and a lie? Do you think Scientology is just another completely fake spiritual uh, religion, just like all the others? You know? Hey, welcome, guys. And sorry, I get a little stage fright. It's okay. I know I take long pauses. That's just part of my condition, part of my personality, I guess. And I think this is an important topic to talk about because I think every person out there who's an ex Scientologist from all shades on the spectrum, they've all asked themselves or told themselves or come to some conclusions of their own spirituality. And I think there's a lot of healing to be done for each individual. And it's up to each individual to do it. It's a personal thing like meditation. But it's like I think the spiritual side of life does exist. And I know there's millions or like more than half the planet believes it too, in some fashion, in their own observations and realities and whatever you make of life. And See, as soon as I look up, I get stage fright. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna look down because it helps me concentrate. I think whatever Scientology um, abuse that you've received from highest to lowest on the spectrum, that you've had that question come to you once or more than once. I mean, that sounds to me pretty probable that we've all had a conclusion or still searching. I hope you're still searching because I believe it. It's really nice. The spiritual side of life is really nice. Free from Scientology, free from that bullshit. It's not Scientology. Spirituality is not Scientology. It's not a standard tech. It's just mind control. There's nothing standard about it. Truth is truth. If you want to call truth standard, I wouldn't do that. Truth is foundation. We can make our own standards, but I think there's a lot of healing to be done for everybody in their own way. And I know some have, and I'm proud of them. I'm very proud of Nora for her continued growth and openness. She is doing a lot of people a lot of good. It's my opinion. Look at the people in the comments. Search for the people who sincerely like her. They help her, or rather, she helps them. I enjoy watching Nora. She's real, you know. I'm really proud of her progress. And after Scientology, I look forward to getting with a psychologist and going to town. I got a lot to unload. But you know, it'll come in due time. Um, I like to discuss it with people, and write a question in the comments, or you can even email me or respond here about just having a conversation about it. And again, just for fun. Just for fun. Like, have you guys ever had a spiritual experience happen to you? Mm. Mhm. And what's so intriguing about spirituality is it's It's longevity, where be it ghosts, apparitions, like be it that sort of thing. Hmm. No, dead air. If anybody wants to join, have a discussion, that would be cool. I don't care. We can talk about anything spiritual. What's your spiritual views, particularly after Scientology? What are your spiritual views after it? You don't have to go into detail, so to speak, but do you still have spiritual? Do you still have spiritual perceptions? Do you still have spiritual experiences or beliefs even after Scientology? And let's discuss it. I mean, I think that's fascinating. I like to discuss those kind of things. So I'm open for conversation. I don't know about any of you uh, would find that fun or something new to talk about. So, it is a touchy subject. Like like I said before, it feels like we've been, um, just I don't know the right word to use, but abused pretty heavily in a spiritual way because we were taught some truths, probably, and we were taught a lot of programming, and we were taught many lies. And have you recovered from that spiritually? All right, cool. I'm going to end off, and feel free to comment. And if you want to discuss it, we can always schedule a time. Thanks.